Right, good morning. This morning's session is a bit different because I'm actually doing it live. I mean, I always do it live, but this time I'm doing it live in front of 9 members of our group because we're having lunch, which is really exciting. One of the things we're going to eat for lunch is what I'm making today, tomato and ricotta tart, and everyone else is bringing something to contribute to the lunch, and they're bringing something that we've done in the course and that I've shown you how to make, which is really exciting, I think. So I'm going to put you over to my other camera where you will see the hands, which aren't mine here. These hands are Julie Williams's hands, and she's cutting up the tomatoes with my very, very sharpest knife. She's quite scared.
So I've done a complete risk assessment, and I'm absolutely terrified, but it'll be fine.
So that's what we're doing. She's cutting up the tomatoes, ready for
a lot across the fat bit.
Across the fat bit, yes. She wanted to cut them the other way, and I had to.
Which is what I normally do. I've got a horrible feeling there might have been moments when I've done it the wrong way.
But... there is one.
Oh no!
She's sacked.
Oh, sacked. Yeah, yeah. I knew this was above my pay grade.
People are arriving and bringing things as we go, so you hear noises off. Oh no. Okay. Sorry.
It's like this.
So you just say just half that.
Probably enough.
No?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
Okay. And if there's too many, I won't use the ones you've done wrong.
Oh no! Failed at the first hurdle. So naughty. Right,
the corner.
Okay.
Right. Just the left hand one is right hand one is rubbish. Oh, right.
In my defence, I got distracted by people arriving.
Right. And we'll put, I think I'll put this on pause at the moment because we don't want people things burbling away, do we? So let me pause that for a moment. Do you know how I've done this for so long? What's pause and what's pause and what's... Okay, I'm going to talk loudly because I haven't got my microphone on, despite my husband reminding me, but it's upstairs and I'm not going to get it. So I have puff pastry, obviously ready-made. One doesn't make puff pastry. Even the great Nigella and Mary Berry don't bother because why would you? Nice if you know how to, but really you don't need to. So this is Marks and Spencer's all butter puff pastry because nothing but the best for my cookery group. And I've just simply peeled the paper off and it's not the easiest thing in the world, but at any rate, peel the paper off. It's not going to peel off. I think it's because I got it out of the fridge earlier and I should have left it because it's a sticky, horrible weather today and it's this is not coming off at all well. But hey ho, I need to get the paper off somehow. I should have done both bits before I started. Now what you're going to do is, oh blimey, roll this out, which will be a laugh. I can't even get the blooming paper off. Oh, I didn't have this trouble with, I made it for us the other week, and I made it with Sainsbury's pastry, which wasn't all butter. I didn't have any trouble at all. If anyone's got a back issue, do sit on the stool. Don't stand if you'd rather sit. I was always taught never stand when you can sit, never sit when you can lie down and have a nap. Which seems like a really good idea to me. Oh, for goodness sake. Right. Oh, do you want to all go back and have a sit down? I'll tell you when I've done it and you come back out. Yeah. You could do community singing, because we can have that.
Did you want me to clean the place?
Well, it would if I sang. Thank you. Thank you. Haven't. This is unfortunately completely see-through, but I knew I'd be hot, so it was ideal for today.
that's not me, that's Jake. Yeah.
Oh, come on, come on, come on.
No, there's two different ones. Yeah.
So you go to the library in the morning and then you go to Jay's afterwards. That's what you do.
Yeah, I know, I've got a few to reply, I know.
Really bored now. Really, really bored now. Oh, I'm ever so sorry, girls. This is taking so long.
I know, and I always think like 6 o'clock in the morning, like people have been awake to actually do it.
Coffee mornings 10 till 1. 4, 10 till 4. You said this morning what you put on the website. Right, coffee morning in the library. Oh no, we're having a coffee morning and a craft fair and a tombola and everything. And then Jay's also having a rival, but nowhere near as good. Just Julie being Julie. So it's a good time to come to Earl's Park. There's lots to do. And there's also good to make lunch on Saturday as well. In the Methodist Church, so you can have coffee, lunch, shop, do whatever you want. Earl's Park is a fabulous. I can't believe this. Really, really. I'm wondering whether to just pull it off or just. No, 10 till 1.
Definitely on there, is it? 14.
4.
It didn't change on the website.
I'm sure. Oh, maybe it says 4. I'm sure the one you published.
Oh, I never ever saw that change. We had a war, you
Right. You could. Of course, you could all have gone and visited the sunflowers, couldn't you? While I was doing this. It's not working. I'm going to have to roll it out anyway. So. Oh, blimey! Right, hallelujah.
Yeah. Patience are the same there.
But it hasn't worked how it's supposed to work. So, what you're supposed to do is roll it out from the short side, and I'm not going to do that clearly. So I am going, if someone could go and get me a plate off the table, so hair out of face. So I've had to do this because it was torn and in a blooming mess. So I would recommend getting Sainsbury's non-all butter. Better, much better. So I will take it is a very sticky dough. So you're going to roll this out. Roll this out quite thinly. I can't believe what a mess that was. Now it says if you read the box, it says you should never roll puff pastry because you get rid of all the air that they've put in by you know you know how you make it. Layering it is the word. Thank you. I'm not very good with words. I think definitely. I definitely think. Oh, sorry, darling. I definitely think that dementia is on the horizon.
I think that as well as me. Yeah. I put my phone on the fridge, and I thought, right, I'm just going to get a bottle on the fridge. I mustn't forget it. And wandered off.
All the
I
time.
thought, like, well, where's my phone? It was actually 5 seconds.
Exactly. Well, I've never missed a thing.
Oh dear.
Suppose it is. We're all as dark as each other. Right. So what you do is, truthfully, if you buy Sainsbury's, you will have a lot of pastry left, which you will testify that I made cheese and Marmite sauce with the leftovers. Well, I was going to make them today, but there ain't no leftovers. So, not enough anyway. So, you cut a circle around a plate or a saucepan lid or anything you've got lurking around that's circular. I hope I'm saying this loud enough for you lot, for the recording. So, you cut that off like that. I'm going to make clever things with that in a minute. And then 1 centimetre in from the edge. Then you must special knife. Which I've had to hide it. What he does is it's a steel knife, not a stainless steel knife. And if you use it to spread pickle and don't clean it,
It's not good.
stains. It tarnishes it. And I said, well, make sure you. Oh yes, I will. And you never. So anyway, so about 1 centimetre. And now you people who are artists can draw a circle. I know with no problem at all, but I can't. So I sort of roughly mark it out here. Oh, there's phones going off.
That must have been a group one.
Or sunflower chat. So over it.
Yeah. So you're not keen on an award ceremony?
Oh, I think we should have an
There's
award.
one for the world's failiest sunflower.
It's for everyone. Yes, we'll work out some.
That's what we do. That's what we do at Mahjong. You get an award, whatever. Right. So you mark a circle, a centimetre in like that. So I'm not very organised. And then behind you get some egg, and you get a fork off the table, please. Everything's ready for us to. Everything's ready for us to. Not completely full of gin.
Sorry.
There's tonic as well. Now, because this pastry is playing up, I'm going to put it on here. I hope before I do it, I should have done that. I thought of doing that. Right. I'm going to put that on its tray, and I've put, as you know, the famous baking paper, baking parchment, and then you prick all over the base. Now, the recipe said to use a special Waitrose pesto, which meant driving to Waitrose. I couldn't be asked, basically. So I don't go to Waitrose. I don't shop in Waitrose. So I bought chili pesto, and I had already had green pesto, and I mixed them together because it's not very difficult, is it? It was a chili and something pesto, and I thought, well, I can do that. So I've just put a tablespoon of each instead of 2 tablespoons of this special one, which will be on my recipe when I publish it. And you.
Can I just point out that remarkably looks, that mix that you're using your good knife looks a bit like hot pickle.
But I'm going to, as long as you wash it immediately after. Oh, I can't get started. Considering she's just been invited because I love her. Interloper. You know what? You're going to fail that interview. Definitely probation. Definitely probation. Just because you fetch me a plate and a fork. So you spread it with pesto. No, the whole point about this is what you have to do is once you've had something like pickle on it, you have to wipe it and wash it, not leave it for 3 hours in the sun with, you know, piccalilli on it. Always an idiot. Right, there we are. Delicious. So then you put on cut tomatoes done by the house elf herself.
However, the house elf
However,
on the wrong way.
Bit of a fail. I said, come across the fat bit. And she said, what, like that? And I said, no, not like that, across the fat bit. Julie. And what did she do? She cut some of them the right way and some of them the wrong. Which you normally do, but not for this recipe. To this.
I thought it looked quite well, and I got distracted.
And she hadn't had a drink at that point, can I just say. This was just her being useless. So, yes.
Sorry,
I'm trying to. This is.
You've got to pick the ones that were cut wrongly.
I'm going to have to use the ones that I'm going to have to. I know, there's not enough done properly. So. You can see, can't you? They stick out like a saw tomato. Right. So there we are. You fill it with cut tomatoes. And then you brush the edges with some egg. Very exciting. Who said it's exciting? It's exciting to see if it flipping will work. Right. So sorry for those of you standing by the oven on gas marking. Right, and then you. No, it's right. I think I've got some here. Teaspoon. 1 teaspoon left. You put 125 grams of ricotta in dobs all over it. Now, unfortunately, you can only buy ricotta in large quantities, which really annoys me. And by the way, I went down to Food for Thought. Those of you who aren't there and whose husbands aren't in love with the lady at Food for Thought, Julie and Martin and Bob both on the in love front. She's very lovely and she's really nice. And I went in and I said to her, you say how much 20 grams of these herbs are. How much is 20 grams? And she said, well, it's one of those tins and jars. And I said, but what if you don't want? She said, if you want 5 cumin seeds, you can buy 5 cumin. Wow. You can buy what? And I said, on the embankment where Megan used to be. Well, it's the first time we've been there when she's been open, because she's not always open not open every day. We went on Saturday and had breakfast at the Garden Deli, and then I said, oh, can we just go in there? And she's lovely, several of my friends buy all their washing liquid, because it's all made locally.
Not to miss is these smoked almonds.
Yes.
Oh,
they look
but
gorgeous.
if you've got a gel those, I'm just happy.
But they're very good for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she does but all the spices. She said, you know, if you just want one, if you want one cinnamon stick, you can have one cinnamon stick. You know, you can have whatever you want. So that now goes. You take your own jars and your own pack. She has got some you can buy, but when you empty your washing up liquid or fabric softener, and she's also got all eco-friendly soaps and really good. So that's it with the ricotta on, and you shove it in the oven. At 190. I have to cook it for a certain amount of time, she knows me. But I think it's about 25 minutes. I'll have a look in a minute. And when it comes out of the oven, you sprinkle it with flaked parmesan and serve, which is what we're going to have lunch. So lovely. Is everything else for lunch is on the table? Oh, you've got to do your salad mush. Judy?
Don't get concerned with every mark to 10.
Yes. So I'm going
You
to.
might need some more cider and salt. Salt.
I'm having a lot of trouble, as you can probably hear, with this lot. So I'm pausing this recording for the sake of all our health, and I will show you when it's finished. I shouldn't have given them the drink. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I'm only on here.
These are my drink. This is mine. I think it might be. Oh, that looks yummy.
Here we are. This is the final finished thing. It's not quite finished because I'm going to sprinkle it with Parmesan flakes, which are in the fridge, and I'm going to get them. But this is what it looks like. Absolutely delicious. And of course, it's vegetarian. So if you have a vegetarian friend, which I'm sure will
Sticky hands.
ruined by the tomatoes, of course.
There you go. What eggs?
Parmesan. Well, I've got the Parmesan flakes.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah.
It tastes much better than this
I
one.
want an average one. Yeah.
I've got some Parmesan flakes. So now I've got them.
Your wreath looks nice, Kelly. Your wreath looks nice.
Yes.
Did you see they're all on Instagram?
Oh no.
Lots of sticky hands.
Yes. Yeah, really.
So I'm going to put this on a plate, but I'm still going to search the fridge. Yeah, you can turn it off now. Thank you. I'm going to put it on a plate,
Yeah.
and I'm still going to search for my Parmesan flakes, which have disappeared from the fridge. Must be They were hiding in the gin fridge, which is why I couldn't find them. But now I've found them, I will sprinkle some on here. And oh,
Seen Parmesan flakes, because I get for Pete, because he does most of the cooking in our house, a big block from Costco.
oh yes, yeah. I mean, well, then you just
And it
yeah,
lasts months
then
in
you
the
just
fridge.
flake it yourself with
Yeah.
a potato peeler. But you can buy them
That's
like this
good.
because
That's good. Yeah.
God's not very keen, so I love it. So
Oh,
there we
lovely.
are, and there it is.
Yeah.
So that's it, everybody. Let me just put you back to my camera and say hello to you. So that's it. We're just about to eat. Someone's made the most gorgeous pea soup. It smells delicious as per my recipe. And we've had some cheesy straws made with my leftover puff pastry. And we're going to have ricotta and tomato tart. We're going to have coronation chicken. We're going to have lots of things. We're going to have a lovely time. Sorry you couldn't be here, but maybe next time. Enjoy.